Hello and welcome to the Inspiring Women in Business Awards, brought to you by Management Today and headline partner Capita. Here with his own personal welcome, editor of Management Today, Adam Gale.
Hello and welcome to Management Today's Women in Business and 35 Women Under 35 Awards. I'm Adam Gale, the editor of Management Today. We've proudly sponsored these awards in one form or another for about 20 years now. And we believe that the value of championing great business women and telling their stories is as great now as it's ever been. To put it simply, there's still a lot of progress to be made on equality at work, and role models count. On a practical note, the running order will be a short interview with our headline partner, Capita, followed by the announcement of the 35 Women Under 35 list, and then the Inspiring Women in Business Awards winners. On a personal note, I'd just like to say thank you to Capita and to our Chair of Judges, Emma Robertson, and to wish all the winners and shortlisted entrants congratulations. It's really a great achievement.
Thank you, Adam. And just before the presentations, here's Management Today's Stephen Jones in conversation with headline partner Capita's Caitlin Kinsella.
Hello, everyone. I'd like to welcome Caitlin Kinsella, Director of Employee Engagement and Inclusion for Capita Group. She's here to talk to us today about her career path and offer some advice for aspirational female leaders. Welcome, Caitlin.
Thank you very much, Stephen.
So, Caitlin, how do you define success?
I think success is really different for everybody, but success is about deciding what's important to you in your life and what you want your life to look like, feel like, and sound like. So that when you get there, you know that you've gotten to a point that's right for you, not necessarily right for somebody else. So I'd say success is really different for every individual.
Thank you. And the pandemic in particular has had a devastating impact on gender equality, reversing, potentially decades of progress for women. What's it going to take to, rebalance that or make the workplace more equal for everyone and inclusive?
I guess the first point on that is that we hadn't solved all the problems before the pandemic. So if you look at an organization like ours, we know we have a really big gender pay gap still. We have a lack of senior, which is driven by a lack of women in senior positions, and we're not unique. As a big company, we have about 55,000 employees. We're kind of a microcosm of society, and we're just reflecting back a problem that's still across the board. So have we solved gender equality before the pandemic? No. Where it's worsened things is, we hear a lot and we've seen evidence that women have tended to be the ones who've stepped up, not always, definitely not always, but stepped up into caring responsibilities, or perhaps they've taken on additional household responsibilities, homeschooling, in a way that men have done a little bit less in the traditional male-female parent households, which all of them aren't. So I think that's highlighted an issue that's been around for a long time, and hopefully the positive things that have come out of the pandemic in terms of our ability to be a bit more flexible, adaptable, and question how we work will help drive that equality going forward. But I think it's important to acknowledge that we still have a long way to go in all of our equality strands, and we just need to keep doing the work, which is around mentoring and developing, making sure people have not just equal opportunities, but equitable opportunities. And I think that's a really important distinction that we're slowly coming to understand in terms of our interventions.
And on the topic of flexible working, and there's lots of predictions about how the future of work is going to look. Lots of companies are saying that they're going to be more flexible in some way. Can a more flexible way of working increase leadership opportunities for women in particular? And how can they make the most of them?
It absolutely can, but it's a double-edged sword. So I would say the two sides. One, flexibility can allow people, and not just women, but anyone who has caring responsibilities or family commitments, to have a career that isn't limited by some of those other factors. So if you're a parent yourself, if you have elderly parents that you look after, or someone in your family has a disability and you're a carer, or you have interests outside work that mean you don't want to move, for example, to London in order to progress your career. So here at Capita, one of the things that we're doing is trying to be really location agnostic in every role that we can. So that means that if you don't physically have to be based in a specific office or city, we don't care where you work. There are some employment law considerations around what country, but other than that. So this means for women specifically, it should open up more opportunities where rather than hitting a specific career, traditional glass ceiling, because you're not able to be physically in an office from 7 in the morning until 8 at night and travel, to London potentially, or move, relocate your whole family, there should be more opportunities that come out of that flexibility, the understanding that you might not work in a traditional office or work traditional hours. On the flip side, this does come with an always on expectation. And we need to be really careful that just because people aren't based in an office, we don't expect them to work 24/7. So it's very important that we are managing people in terms of their output, but not expecting that output to be all day, every day.
And finally, what would you say is your biggest leadership lesson or practical tip? It can be anything. That sometimes they're quite nice and personal for young female leaders.
I would say the most important thing, build yourself a diverse network of people who think differently to you. So when you are in any position in your life, whether it's thinking about your next career step, whether you're working on a project, whether you're trying to solve a problem, if you have a pool of people, a few trusted people in work, outside work, that you can go to and you can ask for advice or input, and they think differently to you, you're going to get to a better outcome. And I think it's very easy to have lots of friends or colleagues that think the same way that we do. But build that network early on and make those people part of your career journey. And that will benefit you because you'll have a pool of people that help make you a better employee, a better family member, and fulfill your life in a different way.
And finally, just to finish, do you have any tips for anyone to actually do that? Because it's quite an interesting balance. Do you go out and is it very purposeful, you target who you're going to speak to, or is it more just, it happens naturally, I guess, as well?
I would say target it. So if you're sitting in a meeting with someone, specifically in a professional context, you sit in a meeting with someone and you think, oh, that person had a really interesting story or take on a topic that's really quite different to mine. Follow up with that person and say, would you mind having a coffee with me? I'd love to talk about your experience or your thoughts. Or actually, I've got this real business problem over here that's not in your ballpark, but would you mind having just a little brainstorm with me? And you'll find that most people are really happy to help. You have that initial coffee, and then out of that might develop a friendship, a network, a relationship that you can build on. But don't be afraid to approach people and to ask people, especially if you can see that someone can bring something a little bit different to the table. Make that first interaction. It takes a bit of courage sometimes, but the more you do it, the easier it will become.
Really positive message to end on. And Caitlin, again, thank you very much for your great advice and just for spending some time with us.
No problem at all. Thanks so much, Stephen.
Our thanks to Stephen and Caitlin. Now in its 21st year, Management Today's 35 Women Under 35 is the country's longest running, most prestigious list of young female business talent. As Adam Gale, Management Today's editor, maintains, there are far too many stories of remarkable businesswomen that never get told. So today, we're proud to do our bit in helping to remedy that by shining a light on the most impressive female rising stars in British business. So, it's time to meet and congratulate 2021's 35 Women Under 35. And first, Madeleine Allen, head of Axiom Europe, who led her team through a new branding and marketing positioning to create an enviable reputation for scientific and creative excellence. Then, Alecha Bianchi-Dennerlein, co-founder and co-CEO of the UK's first virtual psychology clinic, shaking up the mental health space through modern therapy for modern lives. Josie Britton, who in 9 years with Modus has made a huge impact as a visible leader while trailblazing the path for women in construction. Paulina Changuleva, hired by the Xbox advertising team at Verizon Media to run a single market in Europe, she now leads a network of employees who are transforming the company culture. Melissa Chapman, who leads her company's brand and content strategy across all formats and platforms, growing the equity of Jungle's media brands and expanding them into new territories. Tanu Chellam, who's achieved so much in her short time in the working world, realizing a vision with defined KPIs and leadership buy-in towards a software-as-a-service transition. Mary Chises, who leads a team of 100 program managers, bringing the full power of her management and leadership skills to complex, highly technical environments. Elena Chong, a core member of McKinsey's public sector and energy practices, and one of the central team members who are developing thinking on enterprise agility. Anna Claire Harper, an algorithm-driven property asset manager with a social conscience, who's creating residential portfolios for private investors and providing much-needed homes. Sarah Collinge, who blends brilliant creative thinking with a deep understanding of business and an ability to offer counsel far beyond comms. Nikki DeSimone, who joined the business 9 years ago and in 2019 then moved to New York as the company's first strategy and transformation director, implementing an omni-channel shopping powerhouse. Kura Dion Warren, who joined Rare as a graduate, soon took charge of its account management and software business development. Then, following worldwide client secondments, became the youngest director in Rare's history. Dr. Siobhan Gardner, who leads her team at Deloitte to leverage emerging products and services to create value and accelerate development of new technology-based sustainability and climate change solutions. Holly Graham, who, as one of her company's founding hires, has taken Little Dot Studios from a startup to a global digital powerhouse across the UK, US, Germany and APAC, and revenues in excess of $100 million. Georgia Grimes, one of the youngest female directors in BT history, who's forged a career in traditionally male-dominated industries and created high-performing teams with a fresh outlook. Jackie Grimsey-Jones, the second woman and youngest person promoted to the senior leadership team, and whose agile leadership helped ClearScore become the most trusted source of information through the pandemic. Charlotte Gutsow, who in her role as COO has been instrumental in building a health tech startup in the field of medical research, improving the outlook for thousands of people suffering from chronic diseases. Harriet Gwilt, who works with UK-based charities to help them gain value from their spatial data and achieve their missions by using geographic information system to gather, manage and analyse data. Gina Hood, whose mission is to make an impact on the world of advertising and who recently spearheaded the launch of Deliveroo's global brand platform in some 25 markets in just 3 months. Katie Kelly, a dynamic and ambitious business transformation leader who's obsessed with the human side of change and continuous improvement, bringing 10 years of international experience in change management to a multitude of industries. Amy King, whose passion to transform the world of work for the better has seen her work with global enterprises around the world, successfully developing high-performing leaders, teams and cultures to deliver scalable solutions. Jenny Kitchen, who leads the growth of the business, successfully navigating the pandemic to build additional services around e-commerce and keeping her whole team together. Simi Lindgren, whose pledge to redefine the beauty and AI industries led to the launch of the AI-driven conscious beauty destination Beauty Bazaar, the inclusive Black-owned beauty destination to help users find the right beauty products. Rowena Morris, a director at PwC and a specialist in go-to-market strategy who's been responsible for building reputation and revenue for PwC's £780 million deals business, while leading its response to the COVID-19 pandemic. Joey Ng, who epitomizes determination to succeed, landing a graduate role at Hill and Knowlton Strategies, then following a career defined by helping brands craft purpose-led campaigns. Michelle Pierce Burke, who established Wealthify to encourage more people to plan for their financial future and make investing as commonplace as having a savings account, a mortgage, or a pension. Sasha Schmitz, whose programmatic expertise and deep understanding of client management now sees her managing a leading data and digital media consultancy, overseeing the integrated practice across the EMEA region. Catherine Sin, who leads change programs that drive growth in HSBC's commercial and investment banking businesses across 54 markets, managing a marketing investment in excess of $250 million. Gemma Spence, whose self-proclaimed motivation is the pursuit of brilliance. Promoted to PhD's worldwide board, she's responsible for the commerce transformation, integration of Transact and oversight of PhD's global client roster. Carrie Swift, who once suffered from severe public speaking anxiety, but in 2016 launched her own company to help others build confidence. Today, it offers 40 training programs. Nikita Thakra, co-founder and director of Included VC, which set out to pave the way for individuals from overlooked, diverse communities to break into the world of venture capital. Gus Tomlinson, whose passionate belief that everyone should have access to a digital identity has made her an advocate for the power of identity verification and a safer digital economy. Phoebe Waters, who, believing that gender equality in the intelligence sector remains slow, created innovative marketing tools and internal training to demystify an investigator's work. Eleanor Weaver, at Luminance, the AI platform for lawyers, where she oversees sales operations and expansion across the European region, maintaining its status as a world's leader. And finally, Charlotte Williams, founder of an influencer marketing agency specializing in diversity and inclusion, and an outstanding example of using success as a platform for positive change. So, it's huge congratulations to every one of 2021's inspiring, remarkable 35 women under 35. Now, before the first of this year's award winners, time for a quick word about this award's events charity partner, Skylarks, and the amazing work it does for children with disabilities and additional needs and their families.
I would describe it as a hub of information and a support network and a very nourishing and nurturing place to visit. My son Jamie skips in and just loves it.
We're seeing them grow and we're seeing their potential, and charity like this allows us to do that, whether it's play or therapies or just chatting to another parent over a cup of tea and just bonding together as we travel through this journey.
We're based in Richmond upon Thames, but anyone from anywhere is welcome. We also look after their parents, their carers and their siblings. It's kind of cool, I think.
I love karate. Play football. It's very fun.
Why like coming here?
For me and my brother to play here a lot.
That's nice. So thank you very much, and I will see you soon.
Thank you, Skylarks. And please remember, you can find out more about our charity partner and how to make a donation on the awards website. And now, before we meet the first of this year's Inspiring Women in Business winners, a word from our Chair of Judges, Emma Robertson.
Hi everyone, my name is Emma Robertson. I'm Chief Executive of Engine Transformation, we're a digital and data consultancy. And I'm also Chair of Judges for this year's Inspiring Women in Business Awards and the 35 Under 35. It is an absolute privilege for management today to invite me to be involved in these awards, and I know my fellow judges felt the same. as to how important it continues to be that we recognise female talent, whether that's up and coming and the next generation of female talent coming through to leadership, or the inspiring effects that women are already having across business, across organisations, across different sectors. And I would absolutely say that inspiring is the right word to use. You certainly didn't make it easy for my fellow judges and I to come to some decision making because all of the submissions were absolutely noteworthy. There were some really inspiring stories and some hugely impressive records of achievement that were absolutely thrilling and motivational to read and to get involved in. So thank you all for getting involved, and huge congratulations to those who are being recognised today. And thank you very much again, I think, to Management Today for putting on these awards. It will be great one day when we get to a point where we don't need to continue to recognise female awards as standalone. But right now, it continues to be really important that we give this area the recognition that it needs to continue to focus and highlight the achievements in business that are already being delivered day in, day out by an amazing cohort of women. And it was an absolute privilege to be involved. So enjoy the evening and thanks very much.
Thank you, Emma Robertson. It's time now to meet the first of this year's Inspiring Women in Business winners. Please remember to spread the word of them and all today's proceedings using the hashtag #MTWomenInBusiness, and you can tag us at MT_editorial. So now, this year's first Inspiring Women in Business award goes to the Mentor of the Year, and there are 3 strong contenders on the shortlist. Josna Chandrani, Transformation Director at HSBC. Lisa Quest, Partner and Head of UK&I at Oliver Wyman. And Victoria Usher, Founder and CEO at Ginger May. All amazing finalists, but taking the award and the title Mentor of the Year, it's Victoria Usher. The judges were impressed by how much Victoria puts back into helping women in tech, dedicating some 10% of her time to mentoring initiatives. She's clearly committed to giving back to the community and making a real impact. Inspiring Women in Business Awards Mentor of the Year, Ginger May's Victoria Usher. Next, it's time to name this year's Champion of Change, and there are 7 strong contenders for the title. Danielle Bassel, CEO of Digitas. Angela Cretu, CEO of Avon. Anna Louise Gladwell, Managing Director of Analog Folk. Shivi Jervis, Futurist and Founder of Futurescape 248. Abadesi Osunsade, VP Global Community and Belonging at Brandwatch. Rania Robinson, CEO and Partner at Quiet Storm. And Kathleen Russ, Senior Partner at Travers Smith. Here, the judges awarded 2 high commendations, one to Abadesi Osunsade and one to Rania Robinson. Congratulations to you both. But this year's Inspiring Women in Business Awards Champion of Change winner is Angela Cretu. Angela is a powerful driving force of change for equality, and the hashtag #IsolatedNotAlone campaign she activated during the COVID pandemic across 30 countries to support women at risk of domestic abuse was a standout programme with a tangible impact. Inspiring Women in Business 2021 Champion of Change winner, Avon's Angela Cretu. Next, the award for the Equality Initiative of the Year. And here we have an outright winner. So, taking the title and the trophy, it's Big Up AI by Analog Folk. The judges agreed the winner is an amazing tool for CV creation, actively helping women to describe themselves and their capabilities, leveraging new areas of tech to improve gender equality, and help women express their strengths and value with even greater impact. Taking the title Equality Initiative of the Year, Big Up AI by Analog Folk. Time now to name 2021's Entrepreneur of the Year. and there are 3 contenders for the title. They are Victoria Brocklesby, COO and co-founder of Origin Doors and Windows; Tina Chen, founder and chief tea officer at Humanity; Sarah Ellis and Helen Tupper, co-founders of Amazing If; Pauline Patterson, co-founder of Dr. Pawpaw; Katie Vanek-Smith, co-founder of Tortoise Media; and finally, Vivian Wong, co-founder of Little Moons. From that impressive shortlist, the judges awarded 2 high commendations, and those go to Victoria Brocklesby and Pauline Patterson. Congratulations to you both. But the winner, taking the title Inspiring Women in Business Awards Entrepreneur of the Year, it's Vivian Wong. Here, the judges commended Vivian's leadership for some outstanding business acumen, enabling the company to retain full control of manufacturing at a time when other food service companies were shutting down, and demonstrating both her belief in her brand and a desire to support other women. Inspiring Women in Business Awards 2021 Entrepreneur of the Year, Little Moon's Vivian Wong. Next, it's time to reveal the judges' choice of Flexible Working Initiative of the Year. And once again, there's an outright winner. Taking the trophy and the title, it's Ginger May. Prior to COVID-19 and lockdown, Ginger May's workforce was already operating on flexible practices at around 68%, leading to a smooth work-from-home transition. But its people-centered values and a further set of flexible working practices enabled the entire workforce to balance home working with other commitments. Winning for Flexible Working Initiative of the Year, Ginger May. Time now to reveal this year's Manager of the Year, where there were 2 contenders for the title and the trophy. Alexandra Burrell, Senior Communications and Public Affairs Manager at Pizza Hut UK and Europe. And Naomi Kelman, Senior Manager for Schools and Universities at Rare Recruitment. But the winner, and taking the title Manager of the Year, it's Naomi Kelman. Naomi has made a real impact on the lives of those she's assisted in the transition from school to university or into the workforce, especially those from disadvantaged backgrounds. Her Target Oxbridge programme is truly awesome, paving the way for future Black academics. Inspiring Women in Business Awards Manager of the Year, Rare Recruitment's Naomi Kelman. Our next award is for this year's Top Rising Star, and one of these will be taking the trophy. Madeline Allen, Head of Axiom Europe, a division of the Creative Engagement Group. Charlie Briggs, founder of Aventure Experiences. Sonia Brown, Director and Head of Design at Human at Quadrant Design. Laura G, Content Marketing Manager at Rebound Returns. Kim Rowell, Executive Producer at the BBC. And Inga Shibsted, Professional Services Manager at Chaser. From that strong shortlist, the judges first awarded 1 high commendation, and that goes to Inga Shibsted. Congratulations, Inga. But the winner and this year's Rising Star is Kim Rowell. Kim has already received significant external recognition for work that's making considerable external impact. Documentaries that push boundaries and confront hot topics head-on. Critically acclaimed work that relates well to the themes and issues of the moment. This year's Rising Star winner, the BBC's Kim Rowell. Our penultimate award goes to the Director of the Year, and there are 7 compelling contenders for the title. Janine Chamberlain, UK Country Manager and Head of Enterprise Sales at LinkedIn. Zoe Colosimo, Director and COO at Neighbourly. Rachel Duncan, HR Director at Experian UK. Lee Lythe, Chief Investment Officer at Spark Foundry. Helen Marsden, Director at MediChecks. Jade Rodd, Director of Brand Strategy at Little Dot Studios. And Chirpa Santhanim, Director of Performance, Process and Quality at GBG. From that impressive shortlist, the judges awarded a high commendation, and that goes to Zoe Colosimo. Well done, Zoe. But the Inspiring Women in Business Director of the Year is Helen Marsden. In what's clearly been a very difficult year, Helen has worked hard pivoting the business to support in the pandemic, expanding its infrastructure and making considerable impact on individuals, the community and her entire organisation. Inspiring Women in Business Awards, Director of the Year, MediChecks, Helen Marsden. And so to today's final and most prestigious award, to the Inspiring Women in Business Awards CEO of the Year. And a winner chosen from this impressive shortlist of finalists. Fiona Dorber from Synergy Vision. Sonia Doré from Chaser. Sue Frogley from Publicis Media UK. Tamara Littleton from The Social Element. Victoria Usher from Ginger May. And Anna Warren from Acrelec UK. And faced with that impressive shortlist of finalists, the judges wanted to award one high commendation, and that goes to Fiona Dorber. But the winner and the Inspiring Women in Business Awards CEO of the Year is Sue Frogley. Impressing the judges here, Sue's amazing commercial achievements in leading a major organisation through such a tough year, with impressive organic revenue growth of 10%, while also setting a fabulous example with her focus on EDI and her reputation for supporting the career development of other women. Inspiring Women in Business Awards 2021 CEO of the Year, Publicis Media UK's Sue Frogley. Well, that's it for the 2021 Inspiring Women in Business Awards. Our thanks to headline partner Capita. A huge congratulations to all the finalists, to those who received high commendations, and especially our winners. You can find further details about all of the winners at managementtoday.co.uk/women in business. Finally, we look forward to seeing you and your teams next year for the 2022 Inspiring Women in Business Awards, brought to you by Management Today. Thanks for joining us.